Actors Theater has always been considered one of the most prestigious theaters in America. But the fact that we live here and all we have to do is drive down the street to see these plays that everyone is talking about is really special. You know, I always say that I can't think of another theater in this country, that has had the kind of impact on the national theater field.
Everyone knows the Actors Theater of Louisville. They've been doing the Humana Festival for so long, and a lot of very popular plays have premiered here on the Actors Theater stage. And a lot of artists who are very well known, who have won Tony Awards, have come through here. A lot of new artists have been part of the PTC, the professional training company, and are taking over the industry. So it's a big deal to be here and getting a chance to collaborate and work with these artists.
I will say that every single year, with every play that we do, whether it is Dracula or whether it's a Humana Festival play or one of our main stage plays, we actually give it our all, everything. We don't phone anything in. We actually look at everything with fresh eyes, with everything we do.
So you have a full season of plays, most theaters have, but then within that you have the Humana Festival, which is, again, another season within a season.
The fact that this theater over the last 55 years has put out over 400 new plays into the field. No one has even come close to that. The other thing is our professional training company has put thousands of people that are still working today that were apprentices with our professional training company 30, 40 years ago. You combine those two things, and everywhere you go, every theater in America has been impacted in a meaningful way by Actors Theater of Louisville.
The commitment that Actors Theater is making is to try and make all of our audiences more inclusive and more welcoming. So we've been doing a lot of work around equity, diversity, and inclusion, and this is one of the strides that we're making in that direction.
What surprised me is that Actors Theater was going to go the extra mile and actually collaborate with Autistic Alliances.
CASA is a peer support group, an advocacy group that is by autistics for autistics, generally educating the public about what it means to be autistic. When we first heard that Actors was doing The Curious Incident, I must admit we were scared and we were skeptical because the book that the play is based on has been pretty controversial in the autistic community.
Left, right,
because it emphasizes the points of view of all the neurotypical people around Christopher, and although the story is told from his perspective, it's written by a neurotypical.
He's a 15-year-old boy on the autism spectrum who has an affinity for meth and has an interest in taking care of his rat and an inclination towards things all related to outer space. It ends up becoming an exploration of his own identity and his family, which completely turn his world inside out.
When we came into the rehearsal space, we brought 6 CASA members, myself included, and I've never felt so welcome and so comfortable in a room of neurotypical people in all of my life. Everyone was very open and very interested in what we had to say.
Specifically with this play, which is being narrated and experienced through Christopher's mind's eye. So all of the design elements are geared towards the audience experiencing the world as he experiences the world. And there's not a lot of plays that attack a narrative that way. And there's certainly not a lot of plays that feature a 15-year-old autistic child as the vehicle into the play.
I really love not just that they put it on, but they reached out to CASA, that they've gone above and beyond what CASA expected they would do, that they have like 2 or 3 sensory-friendly nights, and in the program here's a list of ways autistics in the audience may stim, and that the pre-show announcement reminds them of that list. But ultimately, the show is good, the show is respectful to autism, and it's an entertaining experience.
Anytime you add more people, it becomes more complicated. And the commitment to saying, no, we need everybody at the table is one of the things that I'm most proud of about working here and with these productions.
Inviting us to participate in that way and to consult on the show and such important aspects of it was the greatest exercise in allyship I've ever seen on the behalf of neurotypical people.
The theater should be a place for everybody. This is the town hall for people to be able to talk about ideas, to listen to each other, which is super important these days, and to learn from one another. I think theater is the best way to do that. The best way to do that.